asked you what our options were, and you said we got a creator. So I thought that was one of the options.
You already brought that. No, how is it an option? I was bringing up the question.
Rex, what are you? I want to know what you think the options are.
I have no idea.
Oh God! There's a creator or there's not a creator.
He did it again. He did it again. He knows all the options. Now he has no idea.
Yeah.
The irony here
guess what?
is that
Those are all the options.
the irony here is that Jeremy called the position of honestly saying we don't know a position of ignorance, but making shit up like God, yeah, that's a good position.
I used to think that
actual
aliens came down and created this place, bro.
ignorance.
No, it's not an argument for ignorance when we all acknowledge we have a ceiling on our logic of creation. We all admit that.
No, you're asserting something in the picture that is not evident. So you're saying that there was a God, then you've got the same problem going back. What made the God? And if the God could be forever, then material could be forever. So the matter that made up the
You're doing the
universe
same thing.
Rocket, hey Rocket, what do you think about all this? Rocket,
Bro, he's about to freestyle. Hold on. Kick that shit.
So basically, you've got
really?
you've got two
Nobody
possible,
heard me?
you got two possible
Heard you,
things.
bro.
Yeah, sure, it could be a God. I don't have a problem with that.
It's like when people
We don't
say
know anything
creator
about
and
that
God,
God.
why is that even a problem? I want to know what the problem is. Like, if that's one of the options, maybe it is a creator. Why is that
maybe.
a problem? Why is that a
Maybe.
problem, though?
Maybe it
It's
is.
not a problem.
It's not
It's not a problem. Establish as an option, and then we'll consider it.
Oh my God.
I mean, for the
Or
most
we could
part,
just say we don't know.
I think people say that there might be a creator because they see some type of intelligent design to the whole world.
Yeah, and then we
They
get
might them.
People say there might be a creator because we have this thing called the first law of thermodynamics, where
Yeah,
energy can't be created
or maybe
destroyed.
that.
Well, then what made the thermodynamics for God?
So we can.
He's above. He would be Moyak. He would be supernatural, which means
Yeah.
you're above nature, above the laws of nature.
Jeremy, I just want to agree with you right there. When people ask questions like that, like how did God do this? Like how the fuck would I even know that? Like,
How would you know
Well,
God exists?
God wouldn't. God wouldn't
yeah,
have
but
to.
the reason why people assume that God or the creator created this place is because they see an intelligent design to the place they live
What
in.
would a non-intelligently
Yeah.
designed universe look like?
What?
I don't think that's
What would
why
a non-intelligently designed universe
You
look like?
talking? Hold on, I didn't hear that, bro.
What would a non-intelligently designed universe look like?
I don't know. I never lived in one. What you think?
No,
This
maybe
one, I
it
think it look
did.
like this.
You think this is what we live in? You think that's what we live in?
Could
No,
be.
Well, could be. I don't
But
know. Do you have,
So-
do you have another
Are
example?
you, hold on, who's talking to me? Is that Rex?
That's
you, bro?
Moya.
Well, whoever
Moya.
talking, I used to think that way. I used to be. I know y'all hear people say this all the time, but it's the truth. I used to be somewhat of an atheist, and I used to think like, I don't
bullshit.
give a fuck about shit.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I'm dead ass, bro. I'm dead.
Let him
Oh,
finish.
God.
Yeah.
That's why people don't come here and speak their mind, bro.
Yeah,
Straight up.
let him finish. Let him finish.
If they had a mind, I wouldn't mind.
Shut the fuck up,
It
bro.
just
Like,
becomes annoying when
Moderator.
people talk each other.
Atheists, you're
Just-
just too mad, bro.
no, when
Okay,
people
Your
just
side doesn't sound too friendly
right now, Don.
He just
So
doesn't
let's
sound
let-
like he wants to have a productive discussion. Like,
Does-
sincerely.
Right.
Does
Thanks
flat
for
power?
clearing that up.
Does
Yes.
flat power sound like he wants to have a
Well,
discussion?
let's start.
Yes.
Let's
Or
start
just
by
talk
not
about
interrupting
their
each other. Let's
mind.
start by letting each other get to the end of the sentences, because that's a problem.
Well, in order to start,
And then let's
that, the
stop.
other's
Let's
gotta
stop taking pot shots at each other, and that it means no pot shots at Curve, no pot shots at Rex. Let's just start talking about the actual topic and give each other room to
The
finish.
actual
Topic,
topic, which means does not include. Oh, I used to think like you. That's not an actual.
Why
topic.
not?
Bro,
Why
how
not?
are we gonna get
Because-
anywhere? Like, what the
because-
fuck? So we
because
gotta
first of
second guess
all-
everything we
so
say in
first
this
of
fucking.
all-
Bro, it's stupid, bro. I don't know even.
Because first of all,
Yeah.
it's not on topic, and second of all, it's a lie.
Well, it doesn't matter. Like when he's done with it, you can say, "Hey, that was totally not on topic." and I don't believe
Exactly. You can correct me, bro. I'm not. We all grown, bro.
All
Whatever.
right. All right, let's hear about how you used to think.
I'm just saying, I used to not think about a creator or nothing like that until I started to really look at the world we live in. I was like, holy shit, it does have somewhat of a design to it. Maybe there is a creator. I don't know. I wouldn't know that for sure, though. There's no way I can know that for sure, 100%.
So
There's
you
no way
say
I
we
can
don't
prove
know?
it to you.
I'm
so many
pretty sure we
Yeah, I'm just
all
curious.
admit the infinite regress paradox says that there are options.
Happens on both sides.
I want to hear the options. That's all I
What
got.
are- what are-
So hold on. We're not done. So how does not thinking about it mean you thought like me?
I want to know,
You said you
Moyak,
thought
what?
like me, and then you said you never gave it a thought. So
All right,
that
relax,
doesn't
Rex.
sound like me.
Was that towards me or what? I don't
No. You
understand.
wanted to talk about it. Let's talk about it.
That's
I
towards
don't think
me.
you're saying you specifically. I think you're saying you as an atheist.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
What's that, Jeremy?
Before all of this, that's all I'm saying. Before all of this, we was told what the world was and how everything is, and that's what I thought. That I didn't think past that. I was like, all right, it is what it is.
So
But now,
how's that thinking like me?
well, I didn't say you, bro. Stop. Get out your feelings, man.
You said me.
Get out-
You
I said I used to be
I used
somewhat
to
of an
think like
atheist.
you.
I said I used to be somewhat of an atheist. I used to think like that, bro. I'm not
That's
singling
not-
you out.
Guess
If
what?
you-
That's not how atheists think. So you were nothing like them. Bye.
Well, I guess I was nothing like them then. Like I don't really.
Okay,
Am I wrong about it? I'm wrong, bro. I guess I
that's
was.
settled. You're wrong.
All right, Jeremy. Jeremy, you have something to say?
Bro, give yourself a pat on the back, okay? I was wrong, okay? Pat your
There's
back.
no need.
Pat your
Let's
back a
not do
little
the
bit.
pot shots. Let's just.
I've already
move
moved on. I'm down the block, dude.
Yeah.
Jeremy.
Let's not get into flat power.
How you doing, Rex? You right, mate?
Jeremy.
All right, Moyak, what
Got a
are your?
question. Yeah.
Can I add something to the conversation just really quick about evolution?
Sure.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Yeah, we came from the water, man. We used to be fishes at first. Then we crawled on the land and we turned into monkeys and yeah, that whole thing.
If
It's
you
real.
think about it, it is fucking crazy. It is any like
It's
one
a
minute,
fucking fairy tale, bro. You
1 minute
tell
we
it.
were going in the
The
water.
Bible say
Then
we
we're
came
on the
from
land. Hold on, then we're on the land. Then we climb in trees. Then we come down
No,
from the
Jeremy,
trees.
you're not
then we
allowed
come
to
back up
talk.
again. So basically, we was little chickens when the dinosaurs were around, and then everything. Then we crawled out the hole, survived, and then we got legs, and then we turned into a
Jeremy, do
fucking.
you want to
Yeah.
ask me a question in
Yeah.
the other room?
That's what happened, bro. You have
Okay.
to believe it, okay? It's a story.
Okay, but here's the funny thing about that story. If all of that seems absurd, then here's the so-called Christian alternative that we came from dirt, then the woman came from a rib.
No, any other alternative. That isn't the alternative.
What's the alternative then?
Jeremy, I'm going down to another room. If you want to follow, go ahead.
What's the alternative? This whole world is created, and everything you've been taught is a
All
lie.
right.
Huh? No,
So-
I'm saying what
so-
is the alternative? How did men and woman come to be? The first man and woman. How did they come about?
They were created.
How?
Oh, sorry, I forgot. You're not talking to me until you apologise. You can't have a
How?
conversation.
Oh,
Until
my
you
God.
apologise.
So no one can
So
answer
can I
the
tell-
how.
Until you
so can I
apologise.
throw in-
How will we know? How will we know? Is the question. You like what type of question is that? How?
We haven't even gotten to the how.
Yeah, go talk to someone
So
else.
can I-
How will we know? But you can't even get to the how. And
Will
the
you
thing is,
apologize to me?
we
Will you
offered a
apologize?
reasonable
Guys,
possibility,
guys,
and you
let's not get
rejected
into the apologies. Let's not talk.
I didn't
So-
reject. I didn't reject.
Okay, so we came from, like you
So-
said, we came
so-
from the animals and evolved
so-
from the animals in.
So let me just throw one thing in, which is maybe relevant, which is that when I was a computer scientist, which was a long time ago, but my specialty, my area was called artificial life, and it did a lot of computational evolution, which means I would build systems digitally that involved the rules of evolution, and you'd let the computer run, and you'd watch these systems evolve. They'd have little, very simplistic animals in them, and the animals would breed, and they'd learn, and you have little DNA for them, and that DNA would change their behaviors, and you'd let it run for days and days and days. And you start off with this thing that, like, maybe, I don't know, they drank some water and ate some food and did nothing, basically. But you'd come back 3 days later, and they'd be moving in packs, or they'd be, they'd be coordinating attacks when they were taking down other animals. They'd be much, much more sophisticated. They looked as if somebody had designed them. And so the whole story there is just to make the point that evolution is an incredibly powerful design tool. And once you get it started up, I don't know how you get it started up. Maybe that requires a creator, maybe it doesn't. But once you get that process started, it shouldn't surprise anybody that you end up with a universe that looks somewhat designed, because I've seen that happen directly with my own eyes in a computational version. Too many times to count.
Let me throw a quick
Complexity
thing in.
shouldn't surprise anyone.
I want to share something for Scott. Scott, I see stuff sometimes as like the universe could have been the thing that evolved, and then occasionally the players put in new users, like the animals or us, like we're just a new addition, possibly. But yeah, it could be a mixed hybrid.
What examples could you give where it looked like the former, where it looked like something was added in spontaneously?
What are you asking?
The person that just said it, he said, "Hey, it looked like it could be one way, or it could look like it could be the other," and he said, "It looks like there's hybrid."
Of course.
So I'm saying, well, in what case do you see the former, where you see, oh, hey,
Yes.
some
Also,
of this looks
hey,
natural.
keep in mind, it could be, it wouldn't just be placed like out of place like Terminator. it would be like, more of a quick mutation or something.
So quick mutations to you are examples of something happening because of a creator, not because of natural processes.
Dude, yeah, that would be an example. In the hypothetical, there are players playing this game. Yes, that would be an
Like
example.
the
of it.
saber-tooth tiger.
Well, I doesn't ask. Can you tell us a real world
No,
example?
I don't have a lot of examples, buddy. But anything,
Just
if you
one,
would find
just
in
one.
your evolutionary hypotheses, anything that would look like those type of quick parameters or something, maybe that would be that. Do you have any
Give one.
examples of besides this one bacteria or whatever that I hear all the time? Do we have any standing evidence of evolution since you want to challenge me?
Hey guys, am I missing something here? I'm asking for him to give an example. What's the problem?
I've given you all I can give you, dude. I've tried to give a few little examples of what I'm thinking in my brain. This isn't nothing serious, but I've tried to do that, man.
Right, and all I asked was an example in the real world
I
of
think
what you're
you've
saying.
gotten as much as you're gonna get. I think.
All right, whatever.
I'm conceding.
All right, whatever. See
It could
that. Go ahead.
Look, it could be anything. It could be cell phones, or it could be, like God. They were like, boom, let them learn how to start doing this technology, or it could be. I don't know enough about biology to reference like an animal or something that, like, I don't know enough about that, but it could just be something like just new.
How about where did bell bottoms go? Right, that just like all this happened over like a 1 year period.
Yeah. They went to the thrift stores. You can still find them. Also, we know the people who designed them. They have a long history.
Right.
What Don is talking about is punctuated equilibrium, and there are plenty of examples of that throughout the evolutionary record. Now, unless you want to set the world of genetics on its ear, the DNA shows pretty conclusively our evolutionary path. So, unless you're prepared to unseat all that knowledge, then please be my guest. Go right ahead. Make an ass out of me.
The DNA shows our evolutionary path. Oh, thanks for enlightening me.
It sure
I'll go
does.
get on it.
But there's truth to that. I mean, if you when you look at the DNA and you look at some of the things that are like vestigial, it's crazy how well it tracks backwards in the phylogenetic
Yeah, but
go ahead.
couldn't that go both ways?
Phylogenic, and there's nothing crazy about it. It's pretty matter of fact.
But wouldn't it go both ways? Wouldn't it be like it was there and just kept getting added upon? I mean, seriously.
That's called evolution.
Yeah, but it implies that the things evolved in the way that we described, because you can trace it back in ratios that sort of match the way that we think the tree split.
Yeah, but what you're ignoring is evolutionary dead ends, things that have gone extinct. So not everything is successful. That's the chance part.
Gotcha.
Is there a minimal evolutionary? Is there a minimal evolutionary example that we could use, like a proto-bacteria or an early virus or something?
We have a mammal that speciated in real time for the first time ever in the past 20 years, which was a type of finch in the Galapagos Islands that speciated based on some human changes in the way that trash was being picked up, oddly enough, but in the way that trash cans were being placed. And they actually literally observed a speciation event where a new species of finch sort of split off and was able to survive much better than the previous than the sister species.
Is there an example where an animal, where we can say the animal split off and then became incompatible with the animal that it split off?
In order for it to be speciation, it kind of has to. Like the most basic of this speciation is that they can't really successfully interbreed. They can't interbreed with a viable offspring.
Yeah, that's the definition of speciation. And look at any ring species anywhere in the world, you'll find evidence of speciation.
Yeah, I thought that was a gray area because certain Panthera type cats can crossbreed.
No, is that true? Because we've got dogs. The dogs all came from one. They can trace it back to one.
That wouldn't apply. Those are the same species, but like cats, tigers and lions are not of the same species. They can't interbreed.
Yeah, my bad.
Like donkeys donkeys and horses can breed, but the offspring is not viable. The offspring can't breed. So.
Can I ask what he said? The ring species. There's a lot of rings. What'd you say, Atheist?
Ring species.
It's like will you explain that, Rex?
Yes, they who's talking? They geographically migrate in a ring, and then when they come back to meet each other, this is all happens like say around the base of a mountain. They don't actually climb the mountain, but they traverse along the base. This is years and years and years and years and years of migration. And when they come back to meet their original progenitors at the on the back where they started, they are unable to breed with them.
Yeah.
That is
But the-
speciation.
But the each individual step as they go around the mountain or whatever, the ring, they're able to maintain that interbreeding for each individual step between those two. It's that the whole thing sort of shifts slowly over time. So by the time you get to the seventh iteration, they can no longer mate with the first one.
Yeah.
One and seven.
The mountain is just an example. I mean, you can do a chain of islands, an archipelago.
Yeah.
Any kind. It's usually a geographic limitation.
Okay.
that
Let me
forces
get in
the
there
race
with
link.
y'all. Let me get in there with y'all. So you're saying there's a lot of evidence of this. I'll share it. Commonly when I hear this prove evolution, it's like this bacteria is the first thing that we go to. I've never heard stuff like this. You're telling me that because what's relevant to me is not just the fact that one survives or not, just that there are mutations between species. I mean, you put stuff on a table like that, like that's just evidence of evolution right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the main claim of evolution.
Right. On some level, all you have to know is that if you know there's mutation, you know that things die, you know that things die at differing rates based on how fit they are. And you know there's been a lot of time involved. That's pretty much once you have those kind of components, evolution just magically happens. You don't have to do anything other. No other work is necessary, really.
But really, all you need is time and mutations.
Well, I mean, I'm saying
And,
there's mutations, but it's like you're talking about you can make a mutation where something looks like something different. You know what I mean?
No, that's
usually those mutations are very minor, but it's the cumulative effect mutations over long millions of years, long periods of time.
A good example is dogs. They were wolves once.
Humans.
A pink poodle looks very different from a wolf that would rip your face off.
And yet looks more like a wolf than does pretty much anything else. You know what? Someone once said to me, the reason I didn't believe in evolution was that we look so different than monkeys or gorillas.
Right.
But the funny thing is that while you can kind of see that, but you also have to say, is there any other animal we look less, more like than that? I mean, we really
and
are
our DNA
clearly
matches
similar.
a lot and everything. And even if we could challenge that, okay, there's not that much standing, like transformational evidence or whatever. It still is logical that like a growth cycle. You know what I'm saying? Like this, so as things grow, they get added on. You know what I mean? And they look different, and they metamorph. We have evidence of things metamorphosizing through their own growth cycle. So from both perspectives, like Big Bang or Creator or whatever, evolution, like you said in the very beginning with your computer example, Scott, it's a great design technique, or however you said it.
All right.
Design tool, I think you said. Design tool.
Yeah. It's a shockingly good designer. I mean, it's
Scott,
crazy.
what was the human strand in the what was we apparently when the dinosaurs dominated? What was it, like a little chicken or something? I mean, I'm watching the
Oh my god!
I don't know what they called our
really like rodents.
The thing that the thing that split off into chimpanzees and us. I don't remember what they call that thing.
It's way before the chimpanzees. And what about when the dinosaurs dominated? Because
I don't know how. We can look it up. I'll look it up. That's a good
No,
question.
it was like
there's Tiktaalik. There's Tiktaalik, which was the transitionary fossil between sea life and amphibious life.
Oh, and
that may be one, but you can't really say what were we. I mean, that doesn't really mean anything.
It means
it
would have been nice. It would have been nice if you had
work your way
fucking
back up
bro.
the tree.
It would have been
We
nice.
didn't exist.
Yeah,
What-
but you
what
could
was
work
our
your way back up the tree
One
to
day.
see what around that year what was our ancestor.
Yeah.
around that
I don't
year.
know whether you could though, not in any meaningful way, right?
Why not?
Because,
because that was
well,
our
because
bloodline.
all of the at that point when it's dinosaurs, you haven't got all of the small mammals and all of the things that we could have evolved from anyway. So
Well, but don't forget,
Oh.
it is a tree with a single root. So there is a path that we can take from our point of the tree all the way up to that very top root.
Yeah.
There's a path.
Right, but I think
path,
the only point on that path that's significant are the current point and the very beginning.
no, why not all the middle points too? They're the transitionary
Because
fossils between the two.
what does it mean to say what word?
well,
I don't really see what it means.
Well, it means it's the transition between those two endpoints, and it's different for different endpoints. So, for example, like birds are going to have a different kind of set of animals along their path than we are. We're going to share a path that looks
only to a certain point.
To a certain point, exactly.
Point.
At some point,
it would have been nice to have wings, bro. One day we sprout wings. That'd be
right.
nice.
At some point, we're all starting from the same root
problems
point, right?
that Panda was having.
Hold on, Brummy. We're all starting from the same root point. So yeah, at some point we all converge. But it's interesting to ask, when is your point of convergence with something else, or what is on your particular line? What's unique to humans? Because we have our unique line, or almost our unique line, basically. And so, I mean, that seems of interest. You could sort of look and say, okay, at this year, our path involves, I don't know, the trick tie, whatever you said. But there's another path over here that is not our path. It involves something called a whale weasel. I don't know, whatever.
Okay,
And,
fair enough.
You know what I mean? It's like that's kind of interest.
I also wanted to say that apparently our eyes, the way they're shaped, are not perfect because they evolved from the water. So when we was fish, and we brought these eyes that haven't fully adapted after all these billions of years, and then we've gone from a blob in the water to a fish to a lizard, then to a little fucking chicken thing when the dinosaurs are dying, dominating. Then we turn into something that used to climb trees. Then we come out the tree. You know what I mean? It's like, what's going on? Fucking hell.
That's the one thing that turned me from evolution when I was like, they were, oh, you came from monkeys.
Well,
but
having a complete misunderstanding of it.
Well, yeah. I just think that's going to be
I have to generally not understand it because obviously I don't agree with it. So it's not always because people don't agree with something they don't understand it. I thoroughly understand evolution very, very well.
Well, you just gave a thorough misunderstanding of it as an account.
Bro, you just asked if we came from chickens when dinosaurs were around.
That's the story. Check the story.
It's not the story, man.
Read the story.
I
You started off as a blob in the
story that
water.
we came from chickens.
Hold on.
Right, hey,
before you say it all again, then,
he got the story wrong. You got
all of those changes are the result of changes in the environment. So it wasn't that an animal thought, I'll start living in a tree today, and then it had some children, and the children went, no, I don't like trees. You know,
I don't like trees. I want to go
for changes in the environment. They're the organism responding, or a population of organisms responding to environmental changes.
Yeah, I understand that. That's why we have crocodiles and alligators, and that's why we have tigers.
I have a question.
Lions. I know evolution in the back of my hand.
Well, if you knew it, well, hey, you know.
I know it's.
I agree. I don't want you. I didn't want to entice you to say something. I'm saying I agree. You know about your hand. I'm just saying that I'm posting animals.
Is that what we was? Look.
Brummy. Stop talking, man.
Sorry.
I'm in the middle of talking. Just stop speaking. But yeah, I'm posting to you animals that we were. Yes, that's what I'm posting to you. So that thing is a late Jurassic, and the thing before that I posted, it was like a skeleton climbing a branch. That's what we were about the time dinosaurs died.